We now invite you to stand as we commence the academic procession. This time-honored tradition marks the formal beginning of our ceremony as we welcome the faculty administration and graduating classes of 2021 through 2025. The procession symbolizes the journey of scholarship, dedication, and achievement that has brought us together today. Please remain standing until the procession is complete and all participants are seated. Thank you. You may be seated, please. We will now listen to the opening speech on Teach Work since 2020. Please welcome the Director of Studies at Teach and Chair of the Division of Restorative and Prosthetic Dentistry, The Ohio State University, Professor Dr. Shireen Azar.
سيدي قداسة البابا، نشكر قداستكم على استضافتكم لينا في الصرح العظيم في أحضان ماري مرقس وخليفة ماري مرقس، وبيسعدنا جدا النهارده ان احنا نقدم لقداستكم تقرير عن انجازات الأكاديمية. فهنعرض خلال 5 سنوات graduation of our graduates since 2020 until 2025. أي أكاديمية الحقيقة قائمة على الطلبة، ومن غير الطلبة اللي هيزاولوا النشاط ويمارسوا ويكملوا رسالة، فالطلبة أهم عنصر في أي أكاديمية علمية. وإحنا بنفتخر إن أكاديميتنا reached، يعني الجول بتاعنا هو الكرازة والoutreach، وعندنا الحقيقة يعني a huge student body from all countries that you can see on the screen. and أكتر طلبة عندنا من مصر ومن United Kingdom، لكن عندنا بلاد كتير جدا زي ما حضراتكم شايفين بنخدمهم وبيلتحقوا بالأكاديمية. بالنسبة للطلبة هتشوفوا حضراتكم عبر السنوات، ابتدينا الكولوم on the left بيورينا أيام كوفيد كان في شات داون، فالأعداد كانت كبيرة جدا اللي كانوا بيلتحقوا. بعد كده أول سنة بعد ما فتحت كوفيد العدد قل شوية، لكن we are growing as you can see في الجراف اللي عندنا ده. فدي حاجة مبشرة إن احنا الأكاديمية بتمارس مهمتها والطلبة بتلتحق في كل الدراسات اللي احنا بنقدمها. العنصر الثاني في أي أكاديمية هو الفاكولتي، المدرسين والأساتذة. الحقيقة احنا عندنا dedicated body of faculty، دول خدام من كل الكنائس في مصر وخارج مصر. عندنا، وتلاحظوا حضراتكم أعداد المدرسين بتزيد من أول ما ابتدينا لغاية السنة اللي فاتت. طبعا السنة دي الأعداد في ارتفاع مستمر زي ما حضراتكم شايفين على السكرين. كمان من بلاد مختلفة زي ما قلت، ففي عندنا من طبعا من مصر ومن فرنسا ومن يعني بلاد كتير في أوروبا وأمريكا. فدي حاجة مبشرة وحلوة لينا إن احنا عندنا آباء يعني من كنيستنا بالإضافة للعلمانيين طبعا. بالنسبة للأكاديميك بيرفورمانس بقى، وده هو يعني رسالتنا في الأكاديمية، احنا عندنا كورسات، ابتدينا بكورسات قليلة في أيام كوفيد في 2020، وبعدين ابتدينا نعلى في الكيرف، بنزود كورسات حسب ما بنلاقي احتياج والطلبة نفسها بتطلب كورسات ندرسها. ولما يجي كورس جديد ننشئه بندور على الشخص المناسب للتدريس. والحقيقة قداسة البابا نشكرك مرة أخرى على اعتمادك للأساتذة. قداسة البابا اللي بيعتمدهم للتيتش عندنا للتدريس. فحاليا الأساتذة في ارتفاع بعدد طول ما الكورسز يعني بننشئ كورسات جديده. اللي حضراتكم شايفينه دلوقتي ده هو عباره عن النتائج. اول سنه كان عندنا 82% نجاح، نسبه النجاح، وانتم شايفين بالنظام الاكاديمي بيمشي بالنظام البريطاني. فعندنا الديستنكشن اللي هو الامتياز، وبعدين الميريت زي يعتبر جيد جدا، وبعدين الباس اللي هو الجيد. فدول اعداد الطلبه في اول سنه. وبعدين تاني سنه ارتفعت النسبه شويه، وبعدين قدرنا بعد كده نحصل على تقريبا 100% نجاح، وده يعني انجاز كبير للاكاديميه الحقيقه. ما تنسوش ان احنا عشان الاعتماد بتاعنا كل الداتا دي بتبقى سكروتينايزد، يعني بتتبص عليها وبتتراجع عليها من الهيئه البريطانيه للاعتماد، وبنسال عن كل صغيره وكبيره قبل النتائج دي ما بتطلع. فده تقرير لحضرتكم عن الخمس سنين اللي عملناه فيها.
Thank you, Professor. We now proceed to the presentation of degrees. Following the presentation of degrees, we will honor exceptional contributions to the Academy through the Chancellor Awards. Mr. Labid Mahfouz, Director of Finance at Teach, and Engineer Peter Hanna, Director of Strategic Development at Teach, will now commence the presentation of degrees.
Your Holiness, Pope Twaddros II, Blessed Metropolitans and Bishops, my Reverend Fathers and esteemed guests, we are honored today to celebrate the 5th anniversary of Teach and 5 years of graduates, achieving a wide range of academic accomplishments at the European Academy of Coptic Heritage. To be able to acknowledge their accomplishments in this new complex, the St. Mark's Coptic Academy, is a privilege and a blessing we are all very proud of. Orthodox education has been the cornerstone of the Coptic Church. The Catechetical School of Alexandria was the first Christian institution of higher education and the hub of global learning, as students from all over the world came to expand in knowledge and faith by the great champions of Christianity, such as Clement, Pope Alexander, and of course St. Athanasius. They all learned and taught at this great institution. So too is this blessed center, an umbrella for the growing schools and academies pioneered by our honored bishops, reverend fathers, and laity, bringing together Coptic Orthodox heritage and education around the world. With the guidance of Your Holiness and our blessed metropolitans and bishops, as the School of Alexandria revolutionized Christian education, this center delivers an opportunity for the laity and members of the diaconate and the clergy to grow in knowledge and faith as students and instructors. So without further delay, we present to you the first of those who have achieved the Teach certificate. أحلم متى. If we could also remember to cheer at the end of the presentations. Amar Gisu. Bishoi Girgis. Erin Hannah Acriviado. Father Metta Ghali. Father Metta Megdi, sorry. Fahd Hanna Laswad. Ibrahim Girgis. Megdi Labib. Magdalene El Abed. Margaret Zeki. Marie Iskander Khella. Marina Yusuf. Nancy Mikhail. Philippe Khalil. Rania Girgis. Renee Ayub. Deacon Shanuda Nagy Nazir. Theodora Dimitropoulos. And now the diploma graduates. Amal Ramon. Bivan Shawu. Yvette Atif. Fifi Farag. Father Daniel Ava Musa. Jihan George Hanna Ibrahim. Isis Naaman. Jean-Marc Helada. Marcel Mikhail Ibrahim. Maria Ibrahim. Mariam Wisa Hindi Khalil. Marcel Ghali. Mary Aziz Said Morus. Mary Hannah Phillips. Michael Hanin. Mushrik Hindi. Nada Karim. Nadia Sami. Naim Moros. Nermeen Helmi. Salwa Cuni. Shatha Simone. Victor Fuad. وفاء خليل. Susie Butros. Naim Salib. And now for the high diploma graduates. Phoebe Yusuf. Father Ibrahim El-Abnoubi. Father Musa Hanna. George Aziz. Rita Gadal Rab. And Sherry Bushra. And now for our master's graduates. John Nusli. And there you have the graduates for the 5th anniversary of the Teach Academy of Coptic Heritage.
Our heartfelt congratulations for all graduates. We now proceed to the presentation of Teach Chancellor Awards. These distinctions recognize outstanding achievements in scholarship, service, and leadership. Professor George Hanna, Director of Higher Education at Teach, Head of Department of Surgery and Cancer, Faculty of Medicine, Imperial College London, will now commence the presentation of awards. Awardees, when your name is called, please ascend the stage.
It gives me a great pleasure to announce these awards. The first award to Father Athanasius St. Macarius. This is an academic excellence in liturgical history. Abuna Athanasius. أبونا أثناسيوس مش بيعلم بس في تيتش، بيعلم أجيال تانية، فشكرا يا أبونا. The second one to Al-Khori Yusuf Al-Banna. This is for academic excellence in Syrian studies. The third award to Dr. Nabil Ishaq for academic excellence in Coptic language studies. Will be received by Dr. Mariam. There are two awards by the examiner boards for a student who showed two things. One is high volume of courses, and secondly, they have been completed by distinction, so they both so capacity and quality. The first one goes to Rita Gadarab. Dr. Rita had 15 distinction after 22 enrolled courses in 5 years. The second one to Father Daniel Ambamusa. He had 11 distinction out of 15 enrolled courses in 2 years.
Teach Executive Vice Chancellor will now speak on the vision and future of teaching 2030, highlighting the Academy's continued commitment to academic excellence, global accessibility, and the preservation of Coptic heritage through innovative education. Please welcome the Executive Chancellor of the European Academy of Coptic Heritage, Professor Dr. Michael Hennan.
Beloved Sayyidina, Pope Twaddle II, honorable ladies and gentlemen, as we heard from Dr. Azir, that we spent the first 5 years of teach building up the house. Very hard work. We started from nothing. It's an online activity, needed very hard work, but glory be to God for His blessing and where we have come to now. Allow me, Sayyidina, to put a vision in front of Your Holiness, the way how we, the Board of Directors, envisage the coming 5 years. As is the case with most institutions around the world, every 5 years there should be restructuring of the staff. Always we like to have fresh blood. I tried personally to step down, but His Holiness said no. So I'm afraid, staff, admin people, students, you will have to put up with me until Sayyidina says enough. We'll start formalizing different departments within Teach. Not according just to the subject, but varieties within the same subject. I mentioned this to His Holiness yesterday, and I will repeat it today for the rest of the audience. For example, Coptic iconography. We describe it as iconography, but actually it is science. It has rules. But what are these rules? We learn from each other just to develop a skill. But what are the rules, scientific rules for this? To accept an icon or to reject an icon. The Greeks have their own system. The West have their own system. But we need to develop that. It needs serious work. Even within the Coptic iconography, we can see that we have more than one school. We cannot say this is right and this is wrong. No such thing as right and wrong in science. So therefore, we have to embrace the two different sub-schools, if you like, under one umbrella, the Department of Coptic Iconography within Teach. And we encourage each of them to set out their rules, the way how they see iconography practiced and developed in the future. This is just an example. The same will be applied to all other departments within Teach. Staffing. Lots of people have been helping us for the last 5 years. Time won't allow me to mention names here. And I'm grateful to all of you teachers, and of course administrators too. We need more. Almost 99% of people serving, and I use this term, serving people بيخدموا في Teach, مش بيشتغلوا. ما حد فينا بيشتغل. We are all volunteers, 99%. The 1% goes to the IT company, which maintains our website. One more point as an objective, which is we need to stabilize and to formalize the academic ranks in a Coptic academy that is viable in Europe. This is a very difficult task. As you all know, European universities and Western universities, they have their, allow me to say, rigid rules, but they are good. That's why, if I put an example where Professor Hanna and myself work, you get thousands of students from all over the world, China, Japan. Why these people are coming to England to study? Because of the reputation of the organization. Very important, the reputation of the organization. So having a rigid system, well-structured system, is always attractive for intellectuals to come. And this is what we are planning to do in the coming 5 years. Likewise, another point we discussed yesterday with His Holiness, which is academic titles. Academic titles are very serious matter. No one is allowed to call himself a lecturer or a doctor or whatever, a professor. No, 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 no. These titles should be awarded or bestowed on someone based on their merits. These merits are in the form of teaching activities as well as research activities and publications. شغلنا صعبة مش سهلة. This is the only way by which the world outside Egypt would respect Coptic academia. Allow me, Sayyidina, if I start this term, Coptic academia. We need to start thinking about it and building it up. And we discussed that yesterday with His Holiness. Few more developments outside Teach, or related to Teach, but not within the house, just around us. No organization in the world now functions in isolation. No way. It will never be successful. ما فيش حد بيشتغل لوحده. ما فيش إيد تسقف لوحدها. We have to work together. But work together with clear objectives to achieve. برؤية very clear واضحة ونعمل revision all the time. هل فعلا حققنا الفيجن بتاعتنا ولا لا؟ العالم ماشي كده. Development التطور. احنا كنيسة تقليدية نرجع ورا آلاف السنين ونفخر ونحتفظ بالهيستوري بتاعنا. لكن definitely we have to develop. I'm not saying to inject our tradition and our belief with something that's not ours. This is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about studying harder, digging deeper in our tradition, in our treasures, and demonstrate it to the world in a civilized way. This is what we should be doing. Example. The subject of hymnology, which I personally adore. علم الألحان. احنا ما زلنا بنعلمه في الكنيسة بطريقة كتاب. اقعد يا ابني قول ورايا. لسه ما قلتش كويس، أعيد لك كمان مرتين عشان تقول ورايا. مش كده؟ Is this the 21st century way of teaching? Definitely not. Therefore, we need to get together and develop more civilized ways. All the new generation attending with us here will laugh at us if you continue doing that. So we have to get ideas from them and develop them in a civilized, modern way. So we are holding the stick from the middle. We are holding the old, the treasures, that no one can take them from us. We'll never change them, but we present them in a modern, civilized way. This is the mission of Teach. Lastly, building bridges with other universities. As I said early on, one hand cannot clap, إيد لوحدها ما تسقفش. We have already started a list of dialogues with London School of Theology. Meetings are ongoing. They are showing interest in affiliating or collaborating, this is the right word, collaborating with Teach. Department of Theology at Athens University, Department of Theology at University of Nicosia. When they heard about, particularly Athens, when they heard about our very active Christian counseling department headed by Sister Al-Mahbouba, Sister Joanna, they got very excited. Do you have something called Christian counseling? How different is Christian counseling from counseling? لا 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 لا. انتم ما تعرفوش. تعالوا عندنا عشان تشوفوا what does it mean, Christian counseling. And we are starting opening this sort of relationship between the two organizations. Very good for us. And for them too. Department of Theology and Music at the Catholic University. You have a meeting at the end of this week. You know all the Catholic University, very famous in Lebanon. Yes? I would say it's categorized number one in theology and the music. I won't mention names to bore you. And they have accepted to start a dialogue with us how we can build bridges and relationships between the two organizations. Department of Music at the Antonia University, Lebanon, as well as the Philokalia. We're expecting Sister Marana to be with us today, but due to unexpected reasons, she could not make it. And finally, the Israel Bible Center. This center specializes in the way how we can understand the New Testament from a Jewish perspective. The New Testament was written to at the time of, yes? But we read it now with the length of the 21st century. But in fact, some of the statements said by the Lord himself could carry slightly different meaning. Not an opposite one, slightly different, which would strengthen them more. We have lots of examples of this, but this is not the time to discuss them. Finally, and before I close, I'd like to highlight a very important objective, which is publications. the only respectable feature of an academic organization is based on its publications. No publications means this organization is no more than a school. Could be described as high school, whatever. Publications, where these publications will come from? It will come from research activities. So we have to encourage our honorable graduates to continue running research. I remember writing a number of papers مع دكتورة مريم ودكتور نبيل مع الخوري يوسف, very fruitful, but we need to continue. We can't just have monophonic publications. We need fresh ideas, fresh work. We all need that. Education and teaching will never stop at a level. We rely on the new generation to come and inject into an organization like this new ideas. So publications are very important. We have already our journal, Journal of Christian Studies, published by Teach, as well as other journals. The Coptic Encyclopedia, Claremont Coptic Encyclopedia, accept our publications, which is very good, but the material is needed. Abuna Musa, you have a long way. What you have studied now ما يتحطش على الرف يا ابونا. Yes, doesn't allow صورة papers and books, but in capital, the merit of a peer-reviewed paper is at least 10 times that of a book. ليه؟ The book أنا بكتبه محدش بيراجعه. بكتب اللي على مزاجي، اللي أنا عاجبني، واللي مش عاجبني ما حطوش في الكتاب. والمطبعة تطبع وبيع وخلصنا. والناس فاكرة إن البوك هو منزل من فوق. No. Publications means peer-reviewed. It has to be criticized by experts. And I take this chance to thank cordially سيدنا المحبوب أنبا أنجيلوس ستيفانوس بيراجع البيبرز بتاعتنا و always his comments are very, very positive and very constructive. Thank you, سيدنا. We need more reviewers. We need qualified reviewers. So الحمل مش قليل بس لازم كلنا نشتغل مع بعض in a serious way. And برضو finally يا سيدنا, part of the future objective is to establish, teach different sections within Teach. We already have some, I will mention them to قداستك. القسم السورياني في الكنيسة في الأكاديمية القبطية الأوروبية بقيادة سيدنا المحبوب أنبا أثناسيوس مار أثناسيوس توما ومع الخوري يوسف المحبوب. المفروض كان يكون معانا عشان يستلم الأورد بتاعه بس سيدنا المار أثناسيوس استلم وبنعمة معانا. السبورت بتاعهم في تيتش is unmeasurable. معانا النهارده 16 graduates من العراق. Isn't that something lovely? This is an example of a very seriously active section within Teach. One more, I should thank سيدنا المحبوب أنبا أنجيلوس وسيدنا المحبوب أنبا أنتوني for embracing Teach in the UK. وزي ما انتم شايفين أكبر عدد من الستودنتس كان جاي من اليو كي عشان التشجيع المستمر من أنبا أنجيلوس وأنبا أنتوني. Thank you very much. We have started already new sections, but they are still in their infantile stage. The French section سيدنا برضو blessed by أنبا مارك ومعنا النهارده جروب الفرنساويين عاوزين يسلموا على دستك at some stage وياخدوا بركتك. The Dutch section أنبا أرساني بعت لي مسج I cannot believe الجمال والحلاوة والترحاب الورم إن إحنا نخدم مع بعض في تيتش وعاوز يفتح Dutch section في تيتش. الهدف من كلمة Dutch أو French مش هنغير حاجة لكن translation. Lots of courses are in Arabic and English, so we need to put them in the language of the new generation. ده very hard work. ده مش هزار. يعني طبعا الاي اي بيساعدنا دلوقتي شكرا طبعا الدكتور ريتشارد الجميل بيساعدنا في الاي اي لكن حتى الاي اي ترانزليشن محتاجه تتراجع to make sure that it is accurate. And finally the German section نيافة الأنبا دميان برضه اتكلم امبارح في التليفون وقال لي رئيس انا سعيد جدا انك تذكر الكولابوريشن اللي هيكون بين تيتش وبين مطرانية أنبا دميان. شيء رائع جدا جدا. نتمنى يكون في more and more sections. لكن يا جماعة I'm sure you agree with me, this will never happen بدون نفس المسيح للمجد ومباركة سيدنا الحبيب. Thank you very much سيدنا.
We listened to the Executive Vice Chancellor of the European Academy of Coptic Heritage, Professor Dr. Michael Hanan, Professor of Cardiology at Imperial College. It is now time for the abundance of blessings. It is now my profound honor to invite to the podium our Chancellor. Please join me in welcoming His Holiness Pope Tواضروس II, Pope of Alexandria, Patriarch of the See of St. Mark, the Chancellor of the European Academy of Coptic Heritage.
Your Eminence, Your Graces, Reverend Fathers and monks, beloved graduates, sisters and brothers in Christ, I would like to express my pleasure and my happiness at your graduation celebration from TEACH, the European Academy for Coptic Heritage, on this blessed day. Today we gather at St. Mark Coptic Academy for the first time to celebrate the first graduation ceremony of one of the ecclesiastical institutes in our Coptic Orthodox Church. There are nearly 40 theological colleges and institutes and schools, either inside Egypt or outside Egypt. Today we are in the blessed surrounding of the monastery of St. Bيشوى, which dates back to the 4th century, where we praise in the spirit of fathers and saints who lived in these holy deserts since that blessed era. The church advances in every generation on 2 feet, education and consecration. And just as we call our Lord Jesus Christ the good teacher, every one of you, the graduates, and also the students, and the professors and teachers, every one of you is called to be good in both learning and teaching. We carry long history and very rich heritage in our Coptic Orthodox Church, preserving the Orthodox faith and handing it down from generation to generation. أنا سعيد في هذا اليوم جدا أن يكون هذا الحفل هو أول حفل تخرج نعقده في هذه الأكاديمية الجديدة في الكنيسة القبطية على أرض القديس ماري مرقس في مصر. هذا تواصل للأجيال وتعبير عن الجسد الواحد الذي يضمنا في الكنيسة القبطية الأرثوذكسية بالإيمان الأرثوذكسي. أنا سعيد بكل التقدم اللي أحرزته تيتش أكاديمي خلال 5 سنين، وأيضا بالرؤية الجديدة لل5 سنوات القادمة زي ما سمعناها من الأساتذة. سعيد أن يكون حضوركم جميعا هنا مع افتتاح هذه الأكاديمية. احنا افتتحناها من خلال المجمع المقدس، الافتتاح الرسمي في نوفمبر الماضي، وعقد هنا جزء من مؤتمر مجلس الكنائس العالمي. كان هذا كله تمهيد لكما نحتفل اليوم بحفل تخرجكم جميعا. أهنئكم جميعا كطلبة وكخريجين وكأساتذة ومعلمين وكل الاستاف الإداري في هذه الأكاديمية، أكاديمية تيتش. وسعيد بوجودكم معنا في هذا اليوم، وطبعا باسم الأحبار الأجلاء الحاضرين معنا، باسم الأباء الكهنة، باسم الكنيسة القبطية كلها، أنا سعيد بهذه المشاركة الكبيرة، وأصلي من أجلكم دائما أن يكون نجاحكم دائما وتكونوا صورة حقيقية للخدمة الحقيقية في الكنيسة. سعيد بالأساتذة وبمجلس الإدارة وبتعبكم وبخدمتكم، زي ما أشار دكتور ميشيل إنه إحنا بنخدم، والخدمة دي أجمل حاجة في الدنيا. أتذكر قديما جاءت أستاذة في الأمراض النفسية تعطينا محاضرة في اجتماع شباب، أستاذة من السويد، كانت تعطينا هذه المحاضرة ونحن شباب. فوقفت تتكلم، كانت بتتكلم بالإنجليزي، وقالت إن مش ممكن الشباب بتوعكم يجي لهم أمراض نفسية. فطبعا كلنا يعني استغربنا واندهشنا، فقلنا لها ليه؟ قالت عشان عندكم حاجة، ولأن حرف الخاء صعب فبقت تقول عشان عندكم حاجة اسمها الكدمة، اللي هي الخدمة، يعني الترجمة بتاعتها الخدمة. فالخدمة في حد ذات الخدمة الأمينة تحمي الإنسان من أي أتعاب جسدية أو نفسية أو اجتماعية أو عقلية. الخدمة الحقيقية لسبب بسيط جدا، أنك مرتبط ومتحد بالمسيح. المسيح ما عندوش أمراض نفسية، واخدين بالكم؟ ودي نقطة مهمة جدا فينا. بنتعلم، بنعرف كتير، بنتخصص، وأحيي فكرة التخصص في الكنائس كلها، الكنيسة السوريانية، الكنيسة الأرمنية، الكنائس الأخرى بصفة عامة، الشرقية وغير الشرقية، بحيث كلنا نقدر نعرف ونفهم بعض، وهذا يؤهلنا لمسار الوحدة والتكامل بيننا كعاملين مع الرب. نزرع ونسقي، ولكن الله يعطي روح الثمر وروح النتيجة الطيبة. I would like to thank all professors and teachers and students and the administrative team who serve and teach at Teach Academy for their loving and faithful service. I pray that God may bless your ministry, make your labor fruitful, and guide your steps in every good path for the glory of His holy name and the edification of His church. God bless all of you, and thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Holiness, for blessings and guidance. Congratulations to all graduates. This concludes the formal graduation ceremony of the European Academy of Coptic Heritage. Our heartfelt congratulations to each graduate and awardee. For the official photograph, all graduates and awardees are kindly requested to assemble promptly and in order at the front. Once assembled, His Holiness Pope Tواضروس II will join you for the collective picture.
ladies and gentlemen, just brief announcement. Now we're going to take the procession down to the front of the Academy to take together the final formal photograph, memorial photograph with His Holiness. But to do that, there is a structured procession and the way how things will work. So let us just follow Engineer Sharif, Registrar, and Dr. Samuel. Please, you will find your marks on the floor, on different steps. Just follow Dr. Samuel's instructions. Okay? Music.